How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lone Wolf, and today the main missions I do is setting up the Lakeside Base, and then I built a road and did all the missions to Monteville. I think it's called Monteville, but I'm calling it Monteville. I cut most of this out. This was just bring the steel beams to the lava quarry. You needed 10 steel beams, so I headed over with a mule to the steel beams factories, rounded up a load of scrap. I was hoping the moron Voron would actually make it to the steel beams factory if I cleared up a bit of rubbish around there. Yeah, there's the quarry, what's it called, lava quarry over there. And my initial plan was to unload the steel beams in my base, like tunnel base entrance where you start, and then unload them at the mountain base in anticipation that the mule was going to be horrifically slow. Yeah, so got them strapped in. It was not too bad. I mean, drop downhill with the wind behind you. Yeah, this whole section is more cleared now, and that Voron still manages to, I don't know, drive all over the place, everywhere except just go follow the line. But again, every other AI is actually pretty decent as far as following the line goes. They're not necessarily good at off-roading over a stone the size of a snail, but they actually follow the route. Yeah, going along there, obviously climbing up there, I'm not really bothered that it's that slow, although I was like, yeah, about time to chop ahead. But even as I'm driving along the bridge now, this is like flat out. You can see the goddamn professional in the background on his mountain. It's bottomed out at the back a little bit, but you can hear gears going, like, still going now. And it's like, how many bloody gears has this thing got? It's like it's got 15 gears, and it can barely get above third gear unless you've got like a fat, nice, smooth run up. And yeah, and then it just changes gear for the next 4 minutes, and then you probably clip a stone and go pretty slow again. So yeah, cut ahead, got to here, unload the beams. You can see in the top corner it says complete task. I was just wondering for a second, like, will it just automatically take them off me? But it wasn't. Go into the mission, press right on the D-pad to confirm. And then yeah, that unlocks set up a Lakeside Base, which I'd already gone over there and checked because I thought I might just be able to drive in there, but it wasn't to be. So Kelly pops up.
With those repair materials from the gas station. That way, you'll have an operational base right where you need it. Best camping spot for miles. Let's drain this flooded salt mine. First, you'll need to haul the pump over to the entrance. Then, you'll need to restore the electricity.
Yeah, I think she mentioned a few missions there. One of them, I believe, is draining the salt mine and reconnecting power up and all the rest of it. But the one I was interested in was the salt mine, because I want, sorry, not salt mine, the Lakeside Base. I want a base over in the top right corner. And to do this, I've got to deliver a vehicle. However, I zoomed in, I noticed it's the truck that only has rear-wheel drive. It seems pretty simple though, because you've only got to drive like out the quarry. There seems to be a main road most of the way, and it does sort of lead straight to the base. So in theory, it should be good to go. I think I have a little bit of a better zoomed in example of where I'm going to go. So follow it up there. Cut over there. It looked like there was a bit of stuff in the way on the road, but I wasn't really too sure at this point. And get it in the bag. Yeah, what is it? Azov? Well, flashes up pretty quick. Yeah, it's only rear-wheel drive though, so this is the first time I've actually ever driven the vehicle. I've had various AI routes though that use this vehicle, and oh no, I did have to drive one actually on Incommunicado, and ended up, I got stuck in a piece of mud, which was like, that's fair, because it was quite sketchy mud, but then I believe it got stuck on like where I'd laid some sand, and it was like a few inch rise from the road to the sand, and it just couldn't even handle that. I saw rocks here, but I mean, at that point I just thought I'll floor it and hopefully I can bounce all over them. Unfortunately, I landed pretty much perfectly. The rock's stuck between the two rear axles. So at this point, I'm pretty beached, and yeah, no power to the front. So my rear axle's kind of sat up in the air, and that's kind of game over as far as that goes. So I already had this Land Rover at the Lakeside Base because of sort of video, but I went over there assuming like I might be able to just drive in there and unlock it, or drive in there and it'll tell me what missions I need to do. So yeah, brought the Land Rover down, fired a winch out. Don't forget to go in the menu, I think it's R1, and go into like towing mode on, just so this truck is actually trying to assist a little bit. It's trying to pull it forward, wasn't really going, tried to reverse into it, have a bit of a run up. It kind of helps if you can, I say time, but judge the length of your winch, so when you drive forward it's just about when the truck's getting in gear and kind of gives itself a little boost forward. I think now's like just as it's starting to drive forward and get stuck on the rocks, I took the tension out of the winch and it just kind of gave it the final little tug that it needed. She said, of course. Yeah, I tell you what, one thing I will say, the speed kicks in relatively quick, especially after driving the mule around all the time. Even just reversing, then I nearly reversed back onto the rock because this thing doesn't hang around. It's probably not a bad truck for road routes, like once you've actually cleared all the rocks out of the way and all the rest of it. Over to the left, there is a railway and there's a van in the way, but that's another possible route you could take with this truck, because once you're actually past that little blockage, you're basically driving along the railway all the way, so there shouldn't really be anything you'll get stuck on. However, yeah, on this route, I did actually already drive past it and saw there's like pretty massive rocks. Obviously some kind of rock slide blocked the road. I could, in theory, have brought over some kind of vehicle and poured sand or whatever to kind of repatch the road, but I'm not trying to rush through this game like I'm bored of it at all. There's only so much I can sort of put into a video each day, and I'm kind of chasing my tail, getting that footage and all the rest of it, and yeah, just didn't have too much time tonight, so didn't have time to bring all the equipment over and yeah, kind of fix the road properly. It's quite cool that you can winch to the rocks. I've said it before, it's not the little rocks, but when you've got rocks big enough like this, you can actually winch to them, which kind of helped me out there. The bad thing is the Land Rover can't really drag those rocks very efficiently, but on the plus side, if and when you get stuck, you can get yourself off the rocks with the winch, because it's going to move the Land Rover before it moves the rock, really. Yeah, trying to pull this thing out is like not a chance in hell. I even let it slide back a bit to see if my wheel would catch that rock. Sometimes you could get away with doing that in Snow Runner and it'd be just enough to tip it over the edge and get you out of there. But yeah, it was having none of it. I kept trying to pull it and all the rest of it. Ended up trying to reverse into it. Didn't have much hope, but I mean, it's pretty stuck anyway. It certainly helped if it had front wheel drive though. It's just such a long vehicle chassis to not have any power at the front. One last little go, and I was like, no, I know what time it is. It's time to go and find the goddamn professional. He's been sitting on this mountain for too long. For some reason, ever since I found that glitch, I've just sat the Loaf here for the last few days, kind of thinking like, nah, I'll leave him there just in case there's anything else I need or want to investigate as far as the glitch goes. But yeah, I think it's about time now. I was like, right, I'm moving him. Had a quick look, like, nah, I'm not doing an 8-point turn to go the normal way down the mountain. We'll just ramp the Loaf off there. Slaps that tree. Still lands on his, I was going to say wheels. Lands on his tracks this time. Knock that tree out of the way. I know the road. See, that's one thing. I mean, get yourself a Loaf because he's goddamn professional. But yeah, I really like how they've done the Loaf in this game, because sometimes I want to just fly off a mountain and land on my tracks. I don't want to fuck around being like, well, you probably shouldn't have got away with that. Sometimes you need a vehicle that gets away with that. The goddamn horse does that. I only left this little bit in because as I was driving, I was kind of thinking to myself, it's a similar situation with Snow Runner, where the Loaf is technically slower than other vehicles, not by much, but it keeps the pace very well. And then when I did like time trial runs on certain maps, the Loaf was a hell of a lot closer. It was like within 9 seconds of the Tiger and all stuff like that. As I was driving across the bridge there, I was thinking it's probably as fast, if not faster, than the mule was going. And again, it keeps the torque. I cut most of it out driving there, mainly because just after that clip ended, yeah, pissing down with rain. Thankfully, just before I got there, the sun popped out, so I was like, that works out pretty nicely. There's the blockage on the railway you can see again. There's the truck up ahead, kind of stuck in this landslide bit. And then, yeah, go off the railway tracks up onto this road. I was trying to find the right winch point. It kept jumping over to the rock, which I was like, I was going to go for a run up. And then I was thinking, shall I back up? And I was like, nah. He's a goddamn horse. Let him do his thing. I mean, look at him. Absolute unit in this game. Well, he is in the other game as well. He still has his 100% rescue record, so he certainly earned it. But yeah, I mean, considering this truck was stuck in a bit of an awkward spot and it's only rear wheel drive and all the rest of it, I can't even remember if I went into towing mode. I may well have though. But yeah, long story short, the Loaf hauled it out there like it was nothing, pushed all the rocks out of the way. I only stopped pushing because it was kind of looking like it was considering tipping on that, which I don't know what it would do actually if it tipped. I know it, I mean, it'd tip, but I don't believe there's any option in this game to restart missions. So unless everything just stayed strapped down in the sideboard and it just rolled as a complete unit and you'd have to, say, bring like a large crane to flip it back, it'd probably be something like that. But yeah, I didn't want to do that, so I stopped pushing with the Loaf. As it rolled back though, the Loaf propped it up so it didn't just roll straight back into the big dip in the road. Yeah, like I say, once you have got roads cleared and all the rest of it, it's probably not the worst vehicle. I was purposely hitting these rocks, by the way, just trying to, every time I drive past them, yeah, try and sort of bounce them over to the edge of the road a bit more. Vehicles don't tend to flip as easily in this game as in if you run over a rock, it doesn't just tend to launch your vehicle over on its roof, whereas SnowRunner was a bit more keen for that, particularly with the lighter weight vehicles. And yeah, that's that one done. Set up a Lakeside Base.
Okay, 2 more things. For now.
And then, yeah, I unlocked a couple more missions again. The main one I want to do, though, is, what's it called? If I can see where it is. Restore operations at the Monteville something. Too quick through the missions. Basically, I've got to build a road, deliver an object, and draw an AI route. So the main crux of it is build the road, and then obviously you can easily draw the AI route and deliver your object. Over to Monteville, so it's where I delivered the first safe, just north of that like smashed up village where I had to take the Hummer around the half constructed building going on. And yeah, I mean, Loaf, goddamn horse, drives out there like it's nothing. I was trying to winch one of the rocks that was in the way. In the end I was like, fuck it then, I'll settle for that one, since the winch is a little bit mental and kind of jumps around all over the place. But yeah, by comparison, the Land Rover it slowly moved those rocks, but it was 90% wheel spinning. The Loaf, yeah, it just drags it around like it doesn't even know it's towing a rock. I was looking, I was like, oh, it's got some pretty big windscreens on this one. I started hearing some weird noise, and I turned right. Does some weird clicking. Anyway, yeah, drove up to the Lakeside Base again, of course, pissing down the rain as usual. Gotta get that right spot, but you see, it's not a thumbnail because it's raining. And then I was actually setting off to go and build the road, which is only just up ahead. And I was looking, I was like, damn, this would be a real nice view if it wasn't pissing down with rain. Nearly got there and I was like, no, I'm reversing, I'm going back. I'm waiting for a bit of sunshine. And then it said failed it was that moron Voron, see? Even after I cleared all the steel beams and all the rest of it. Or, sorry, cleared the scrap up and cashed them in for steel beams. He's still flying off all over the place and getting stuck. There's a good time now. You can see over to the left, there's the object it's going to want me to take. It's another big gas tank again. Yeah, this is the route from the Lakeside Base. No, it's only down the road, really, to get to the road building section. But yeah, it was just for the sakes of having a quick pan over here while I was driving past. It's looking more like it. And yeah, obviously pretty handy to bring the Loaf at this point anyway. Getting that truck unstuck, because I'm going to need it now to recall these anyway. I decided, yeah, I'll get the bowhead again. I could have switched it for the dump truck, but especially it's a single road. The only issue I ever had with the bowhead was when I was building those double roads, and it was coming back the other way, and it kind of met with the dozer halfway through, and they sort of blocked each other. Yeah, do it autonomously again. I probably will do more roads manually, but at least the first section, laying down the sand, is just so much more simple setting the AI off doing it, because they just do a nice neat pile, and apparently there is missions where even the AI will run out of sand, but I've not had that happen to me yet, even on this one. But I don't know if I'm within range of a quarry or not. People were saying it's when you're not in range of a quarry, even the AI bowhead or, you know, what, take a dump truck, the stuff the thing you're using to pour sand out, that's going to run out. Yeah, got them all timed pretty nicely, to be honest. You don't want to hit them all to go at the same time, because sometimes if they get out of order, it kind of cocks up your road building mission. But yeah, just make sure the dozer's on its way, or sorry, the bowhead thing, then send the dozer, then the paver, then the roller. I was thinking at one point, is the roller catching up with me? I think it was, but then now I sort of, it's on a hill, the paver looks like it starts gaining a bit of distance again. Even the paver goes a little bit wide there. I think once you're done regardless, like, it kind of just completes the road as a nice, neat, drawn AI attempt at it. And then yeah, lastly the roller, and that's that part of it done anyway. So then, yeah, next up was draw the AI route. I won't leave it all in. Yeah, that's what she said. But just give you an idea, kind of heading north there, across me road, doing it a little bit delicate because it's only a single width road, so yeah, these AIs sometimes are a bit questionable. Draw it over to there. I'll kind of show you a better example of the road. Like, I'm about to deliver the object anyway, which I'm going to go along the same route. Recalled the mule. Where did I? Oh yeah, the mule. I just drove it like at the beginning of this video to that lava quarry. I don't think it's actually lava. It's kind of got it in quotes. It's just be like the nickname of the quarry. Yeah, get all that strapped in. I'm still in the Lakeside Base. And then yeah, that's basically the route I'm looking to take. Spotted that there's an AI vehicle. I kind of knew it anyway. I was on an hour and I was like, nah, floor it. See if we can go and beat them again. But I already kind of figured by this point I'd left it a little bit long. Yeah, they were like 80% of the way there, so I wasn't really fancying my chances. Again, of course, pissing down with rain. Yeah, it doesn't take long. When I waited for the loaf, when I reversed and waited for the footage to become sunny, I think I edited at about 7.5 minutes out, and it was already raining by then, so I had to wait 7.5 minutes. Got a bit of sun for a couple of minutes, and then we're sort of back to rain again. Like I say, I do think they're using it partly as their how it adjusts the difficulty of certain routes. Again, I watched the AI van go into the castle, and that definitely struggles more when it's raining than when it's not. There was a certain hill that if it was dry, it'd get all the way near enough to the top of the hill. When it was pissing down with rain, it struggled even getting really like 10 yards off the bottom of the hill. But yeah, hopefully they figure something else out. I don't really mind the rain, but maybe if it was in briefer patches, like I said, I edited 7.5 minutes out, which I know isn't that long, but then the sun only feels like it lasts a minute or two, so by comparison, it does feel quite a long time. And then yeah, it's this place over on the left. I kind of spotted it through the trees and realised, like, oh, could I sort of beat the AI by cutting across here? However, I figured these fences would be able to get knocked down, and then at the same time it said those vehicles have failed anyway, because as I drew it around coming into the end of the base, there's a, like, you know where it split the road in two, there's like concrete bollards kind of at the end of the road, and I just didn't really see that they were there, so I swerved them straight into that. And then yeah, the fence blocked me as well, so I was like, abandon that mission. I was, for a few seconds at least, gonna follow the normal route round, and I was like, hang on a minute, could I squeeze through it? You can see the first AI vehicle. Sadly though, I get caught all over the bloody place. Got caught on the yellow skip bin thing, then I hit that radio tower thing. At least the turning circle is pretty damn solid on this mule. Thankfully, I could smash these fences out of the way, but I hit scrap metal. And then yeah, there's the second AI, so I think he's just got me on this one. He sort of goes yellow before we get across the finish, but yeah, we'll give him that one. So I could possibly knock those fences over in front of me as well. See, that's one nice thing with SnowRunner, you could honk the horn and send out like a pressure wave and destroy things near you, so you could sort of test it out without actually having to drive up to it. But nonetheless, pretty simple, easy mission. I was just sort of dicking around at that point. Felt a bit rough tonight, so I was kind of doing a sort of briefer, shorter missions. So I knew this time as well to get that scrap one out of the way. It always sits perfectly in like the blue place you got to drop it, but throw that out of the way, put the new tank in, the job's good, and Kelly pops back up. Yeah, end with a view of the loaf and the sun. That's about it for today. I hope you've enjoyed, I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Get yourself a loaf, of course, because he's a whopper, and I'll be back soon.